Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Zero to Hero Full Stack plus VoIP plus AI Engineer. I'm Siddhant Kumar, full stack VoIP and AI engineer, working professionally since 2021. In episode 7, we ran a Docker Compose application using a pre written file. But today, we are going deeper. We will write the Docker compose.yml file from scratch. Think of this like learning to write sheet music instead of just playing someone else's song. You will understand every note, every rest, and why the composition works. By the end of this video, you will know the exact structure of a docker-compose.yml file, how to properly indent each section, why AML is picky about this, what each key means and when to use it, how to connect services together correctly, common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Let's compose our own orchestration file. Before we start typing, let me explain why writing your own docker-compose.yml matters. Think of Docker Compose like musical notation. Pre-written files are like sheet music someone else composed. You can play it, but you don't understand why it sounds good. Writing your own is like composing your own symphony. You decide which instruments, services play together, when they enter depends on, and how loud they are ports. Here's what we will learn to compose. Version, the language version, like choosing between classical or modern notation. Services, the instruments, app, database, sketch. Build versus image. Do you build from source or use a pre-made recording? Ports, how your audience hears the music. Mapping internal or external ports. Environment, the mood lighting. Configuration variables for each service. Depends on the conductor's clues. Which instruments start first? Volumes, the sheet music storage persist data between performances. This isn't just copying code, it's understanding the composition. So let's write our symphony. First, open your existing docker-compose.yml file in the episode-7-docker-compose directory. Delete code by pressing Ctrl A and delete key or backspace. Now type first line version is to space under code 3.8. Press enter. This tells Docker Compose we are using version 3.8 of the specification, the latest stable version as of 2025. Notice there's no space before version. It's at the root level. Next, we define our services. Type services is to press enter. Now we need to indent for the first service. Press tab once or two time space bar. Type the service name. App is to press enter. Now we are inside the app service configuration. We need to indent again. Press tab once more. For our app service, we want to build from the current directory. Type build is to space dot press enter. Next, we need to expose ports. Type ports is to press enter. Now indent again, press tab, type the port mapping dash space under double quote 8000 is to 8000 close quote, press enter. The dash indicates this is a list item. The format is undercode host is to container. So port 8000 on your machine maps to 8000 in the container. Now let's add environment variables. Type environment is to press enter. Indent with tab. Add the first variable dash space database underscore URL equal to PostgreSQL is to / user is to password at db is to 5432 plus mydb. Press enter. Add the second dash redis underscore URL equal to redis is to / h is to 6379 /0. Press enter. These variables tell our app where to find the database and cache services. Now we need to specify that our app depends on other services. Type depends underscore on is to press enter. Indent with tab. Add the dependencies dash space db, press enter, dash space cache, press enter. This ensures Docker starts the database and cache before our app. Next, volumes for live development. Type volumes is to press enter. Indent with tab. Type dash space dot is to / app. Press enter. This mounts our current directory dot to / app inside the container, so code changes appear instantly. Finally, the command to run. Type command is to space python space app dot py. Press enter. That completes our app service. Now let's add the database service. Go back to the service level. That's 2 tabs back. At the same indentation as app. Type db is to press enter. Indent with tab. We will use a pre-built image instead of building. Type image is to space postgres is to 15 dash alpine. Press enter. Add environment variables for PostgreSQL. Environment is to press enter. Indent with tab. Type postgres underscore user is to space user. Press enter. Postgres underscore password is to password. Press enter. Postgres underscore db is to space mydb. Press enter. Notice these don't have dashes. When environment variables are defined as key value pairs, not strings, YML uses colons. Now add volumes for data resistance. Volumes is to press enter. Indent with tab. Type dash space postgres underscore data is to /var /lib /postgresql /data. Press enter. This uses a named volume called postgres underscore data to store database files. Finally, the cache service. Go back to the service level. Type cache. Press enter. Indent with tab. Use the Redis image. Image is to space Redis is to 7 dash alpine. Press enter. add volumes. Volumes is to press enter. Indent with tab, type, dash, space, redis underscore, data is to slash data. Press enter. Now we need to define our named volumes at the root level. Go all the way back, no indentation. Type volumes, press enter, indent with tab, define the first volume, postgres underscore data is to press enter, define the second, redis underscore data is to press enter. These create persistent storage that survives container restarts. Let's verify our file looks correct. It should match exactly what we had in episode 7. Now let's test it. In terminal, run command docker dash compose space up space dash dash build. Watch the output. All services should start correctly. Split the terminal and run this command curl http link space or space jq space dot. Press enter. You should see JSON response with database and Redis connection working. If you get errors, check your indentation. YML is very sensitive to spaces versus tabs. Let's recap what we learned to write today. Started with the correct version declaration, defined the services section with proper root level indentation, configured the app service with build ports environment depends on volumes and command. Set up the PostgreSQL service with image, environment variables, and named volumes. Configure the Redis cache service with image and volumes. Defined named volumes at the root level for data persistence. Verified proper YML indentation throughout spaces, not tabs. Tested the complete file with docker dash compose space up space dash dash build. You now understand the composition of Docker composition file, not just how to copy it, but why each part exists. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Here Stack Academy and hit the notification bell. Episode 9 drops soon. This course is 100% free and open source. If it helps you, consider becoming a GitHub sponsor. Your support funds server cost, domain renewals, and more free content. The link is in the description. Join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Share your setup, ask questions, and connect with other learners. Start the GitHub repository. It helps others discover this course. I am Siddhant Kumar, full stack VoIP and AI engineer, working professionally since 2021. This course is my passion project to help developers like you master enterprise grade skills through hands on learning. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, GitHub, or via email. All links are in the description. Drop a comment below. Compose written. If you successfully wrote your Docker compose.yml file from scratch. Thank you for watching. I will see you in episode 9. Happy coding!